Welcome everyone out there. This is Ask Hypnotica 34. We are live here today on this sunny San Diego day. Feeling good, feeling amazing, just as you should out there listening to this now. If you're not, then you're going to feel better when you're done with this. And if you're not feeling better, at least feel good about the fact that you're not feeling as good as I said you were. You can just resist all that shit right there and don't let any of it happen so you can feel good about that. Good job for resisting wanting to feel good. So either way, choice is yours. Make it now or forever hold your peace. Oh, and which peace is such a good thing to have anyway. So if you're feeling peaceful, you might as well feel good, right? Right. There we go. Anyways, here we go. 34 has to do with Eric. This series has been great so far. Please keep them coming. What are your thoughts on religion and spirituality? Well, at the dinner table they say you shouldn't talk about religion or politics and I don't know, sexual preference. I don't know what else. Anyways, penis size, vaginal stench, all the kinds of different things you can and cannot talk about at the dinner table. It's just not appropriate. Sometimes it is, but, usually you're the only one talking. Anyways, here we go. So, let's start with religion. Now, you may or may not know a little bit about me, but, one of the things I consider myself is a poet. A spoken word poet. As a matter of fact, I can go 45 minutes right now off the cuff of my mind with thoughts that are out there, and this one has to do, I'll give you a couple on my thoughts about religion, okay? This is one called Strange Religion, okay? So strange religion. How can one think this is such a decision? To follow a path that sheds so much blood? Who is this leader and where is his club? Strange religion. How can one think in such indecision? To choose what is right, to love and not fight, nor kill in his name. The enemy's to blame. They made us kill despite our goodwill. Now the enemy's dead because what they said. If only they were led in the purest way, they too would say, strange religion. Now I changed the tempo and the timbre and the intentions of that purposely. But the message is there. Here's another one. The Lord will save you, my brother, can't you see? The Lord will save you, my brother, just like me. The Lord must save you, my brother, so let it be. The Lord will save you, but please, first send your Franklins to me. Franklins are $100 bills. All right? So there's a few things that I don't really agree on religion. First of all, it's hard for me to follow a path that shed lots of blood. All right? So lots of religions are out there, and lots of religions have killed, and I just can't follow that, okay? So I don't know, what do you want to call me? A guy who just sees life as is, and it's wonderful, and I see people as people, and I see potential in the populace, and I do my best, and I live my life according to my rules, and I understand that there's connectivity, and I help, and I try to see positive, and I try not to kill things. Well, actually, I don't kill things, except for, a long time ago, spiders and bees and ants and stuff like that. I don't even kill like moths anymore, right? Like if I see a moth, I'm like, you can do it, bro. Here you go. All right. So I believe in pro-life. I'm pro-life, all right. But I also believe in choice. Put it that way, personal choice, absolutely, 100%. I'm sure those politic people right there on the liberal left and the right will try to figure out what I'm talking about there. Abortion, that's right, twisted debate. Some wonder what's their fate to do or don't. I know, but I won't tell you why. It's a personal choice. I believe in each person's own voice to choose what is right and not have to fight with the church's perception of what they think is deception. And I hope it doesn't come down to an election of those who want to destroy protection of the constitutional rights because they think it might. Stir up a fight with God. I know the plan, but it's up to you to thoroughly understand. The reason I speak in rhyme, choose your own path, and please stay the fuck off of mine. Anyways, back to religion, all right? So religion is one of those things. I think it's good and I think it's bad, all right? And I think it's bad because it all came from source. All these religions came from source, and they're all competing to be the best one. And that's just like a flower competing to be, like, I'm a flower, okay? I'm the best flower there is. Well, it's a rose, and it's a chrysanthemum, and it's a violet, and it's an orchid, but they're all saying, I'm the way, I'm the rose. From their perspective, they're right, okay? But when you put them all together, and they're doing what they do, it should be beautiful, all right, without someone coming by and taking the thorn and shoving it in your arm, all right? So it's one of those things. I think it's good for people that need a path or a direction. I think it's good for like that. And I think it's very hypocritical on lots of things. Thou shalt not judge, yet if you don't listen to our way, it's going to hell. It's very confusing. Okay, on a lot of parts, all right. Especially like in some of them where they're saying you have to live by the Bible, but there's lots of things that people don't live by the Bible that live by the Bible. Something like long hair, homosexuality, um, lots of things. Eating pork. There's lots of things in there. Okay, so like to me, it's like okay, well I can try to figure all that out, or I could just say, okay, God, yes, Eric, I want to live a good, peaceful, wonderful life. What do I need to do? Well, Eric, first of all, love everyone as your brother, your family. They're all part of your family. Would you hurt, kill, steal from anyone in your family? No, God, I wouldn't. Well, there you go, okay? And do good for others. Go out there and give your best, and people are down and lift them up, and do your best. Can you do that? Yeah, I can do that. Well, there you go. Thanks, God. Thank you. Anyways, so now in spirituality, I believe in connectivity, all right? Spiritualism and things like this, it's a philosophy, it's an understanding, okay? And when science mixes with spirituality, and when spirituality merges with science, finally that opening that we've all been, not able to see at that point, at this point in time, and that point that just passed in time, now that we're here in the future, the door's open, there it is. See how easy that was? Just like that. Anyways, the point is this. I believe in connectivity. I believe we are all connected. And trust me, like when I've talked about some of my trips that I've taken, I see how it all works. So it's like once you see that, you can't want to hurt someone. You can't want to steal from them because you realize that you're only stealing from your own mentality and you're reinforcing those bad behaviors. Okay? And when you do that, you chip away at your own consciousness or your own soul. And if you chip at bad stuff enough, pretty soon you get numb to it. And the next thing you know, you don't realize that you're flipped into the Badlands, my friends. So it's not a good way to live life. I believe, you cannot live any grander than the golden rule. All right. Unless you're like into getting beat and stuff like this. And you're like, well, I want to get beat, so I'm going to go beat him. No, just just enjoy life. Okay, there's so much to do, there's so much to be, and it just has to really come down to just, hey man, pick a direction. You're here for a reason. Go for it. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling a bit. This is my, the circular consciousness way of doing things. Okay, so you mentioned having a relationship with each of the masks in your home in a previous video. Can you expand on this? For example, what do the masks do, or what do they represent to you? The reason I love masks, first of all, is I'm big into ritual. Okay, I'm big into, the kahunas, the shamans. I'm there. Okay, and he asks about some of my tattoos a little bit later on. So I'll kind of expand on them. The masks to me mean everyone wears a mask. And when people come in, they have their masks. They have their hurt mask, their fear mask, their tough mask, their scary masks. Okay, and underneath all that, it's just a person trying to be human. So when you see all the masks in my room, it really represents these are all the masks that people have come to me with, and I'm able to, help them take it off, put it on the wall. And those are things like this. And also, sometimes you have to wear a mask. When running the strip club for 23 years, I wore a mask. I was known as Wolverine. Okay, everyone thinks they know me in that thing, but it's part of protection. It's part of Game of Thrones, as you want to call it. All right, I let everyone see what they wanted to see, and a lot of people bought into it. Okay, but the person underneath of that, because in that business, you gotta, you can't just be like, hello, like, well, I was like that, and I got backstabbed a few times, but hey, persistence and resilience overcomes, because most of those people are gone, and these were true warriors in the game, but there's only one that's been around 23 years that looks and feels and doing good in the world like I am. That's right. Why? Because you're connected to source. That's right. You're connected to the spirituality of it all, the connectivity. And, my relationship is with one person, and that's source, God, the totality of everything. Okay. And that's what I tap into for my strength. Okay. Because you can get beat down, but you know what? You go back to that place, you learn to meditate, there's lots of different ways to connect to it through breath, meditation, drawing, sex. There's multiple ways to do it, but you just get back in tune. It's not hard. That's why I said, do I have a relationship with them? Yeah, like I could have a relationship with anyone right now. Milton Erickson, one of the greatest hypnotists right now. I could say, hey Milton, how you doing? He goes, that's right. Good feeling, isn't it? Don't want to ask that question. To me, as I see it, things are feeling good, aren't they now? That you're listening to that question. is a state of mind that you're asking it about, aren't you? That's right, Milton, I am. Anyways, like I said, does it exist? Who knows? Is it a part of creativity? Absolutely. So, if you listen around, like okay, when I was searching for San Pedro cactus, which is how you can distill mescaline from it, when I was on my trip, I went to a shaman and I was like, hey man, I'm looking for this stuff. And he's like, it's in San Diego. Go find it. And I drove around for days looking for this. I mean, I knew what it looked like. I was driving through neighborhoods like thinking, okay, does anyone have some in their yard? For days. All right. So I went back and I'm like, I can't find it. I can't find it at all. And he said, well, Mr. Mescalito, shall we call him? Yes. Mr. Mescalito loves to be sung to. Okay. And I was like, okay. So I'm driving along thinking, that's kind of weird. Like, to sing to some spirit of a plant. That's okay, whatever, So I was just driving along and I was like, okay, shits and giggles. I'm like, hey, Mr. Mescalito, where are you? Mr. Mescalito, where are you? I'm looking for you, Mr. Mescalito. And then, boof! Okay, I get this flash, drive straight. Okay, like intuition just flashes in your mind. Okay, then all of a sudden, drive straight. And I'm going, okay, cool. I'm on, let's go. And then all of a sudden it's like, poof, okay, go through the red light. Not the red light, but go through to where there was a red light. Go through that. So I drive through, and then now I'm in like private sector, right? And there's like one path that goes this way, one path that goes that way, one path that goes this way, one path that goes up this obscure hill. So I get this flashes all boom, boom, turn left. So I turn left, okay, drive up this, now it's a very desolate road, and there's a split at the end. And it goes this way, one that way, and one this way. And now I'm on private property, right? And so it says, flash, I get this flash, go left. So I'm going around, driving, and all of a sudden it just kind of says, turn around this corner, and then it just gets us like this intuition, stop. And so I just stop. And I'm like, okay. And so I kind of look around, I get out, and I just kind of like walk to the edge, and there they are. Hundreds of San Pedro cactuses right then and there, all around me. The full, enough for everyone, okay? So, so what I did is the shaman said, respect, and this is when I was learning to communicate with animals and plants and stuff like this, which I can, all right? Okay, but I'm not saying it's like boo-boo. I'm just saying, hey, I'm connected on this level. I have a good understanding, and that's the way it is. I'm not going to go out there and be like, I'm the fucking cactus whisperer or anything like this, all right? So I went out there, and I basically was like, okay, hey, which one of you guys would like to go on a journey? And some are like, no, and some are yes, and one's like, hey, yeah, you know what? Hey, I'd love to go. So I left an offering. Or you always want to leave an offering, something. Okay, sometimes I leave a dollar bill. Sometimes I'll leave like a little token. Whatever. There should always be a give and take. All right, that's a universal law. All right. So you guys out there pirating, be careful. All right, those masks come after you in the nighttime, and ooh, it's bad. Anyways. So the point is this, so I leave a little offering and I go back. So how does that work? Okay, like there's no rational way of thinking about that. Okay, it was just something on a spiritual connectivity type of mindset, and it happened. And so I can't explain it, and it's a pretty amazing story. So I have these experiences, lots of very interesting things that happened in my life. So that's what the masks kind of represent. Okay, like I said, this is just kind of a hey, relax and get to know me kind of thing, and I'm getting to know you. So what kind of activities? And this is what he says. Brian from Pennsylvania, if I haven't introduced you before. So what kind of activities would you recommend for someone who is looking to develop their spirituality independently? All I can say is just go inside and listen. Go inside and just center yourself. Most people are so caught into the push and the pull of life that they don't just ever get some time just to center themselves. And it may sound like this in the beginning, like, hello, God, shut up. What are you doing? That's weird, dude. Stop doing that shit. Okay, God. Nothing. Okay. When's this gonna happen? Come on. Okay, God, are you out there? Nope. It's just not there. All right, I give up. Okay, that's the American way. All right, just go into it. If it doesn't work right away, quit. Okay. Hey, you got to keep on going back to it. You got to build faith to the guy. You know what I do? I kind of give back. Like, here's a totally different concept, all right? Some people are just like, God, please give me the strength. And you know what I think sometimes? This is what I go. I say, hey, God, man, is there anything you need? Like, can I pray for you? Who thinks that way? Okay, I do. Hey God, let me send you some energy. All right, thank you for fucking being so amazing and putting out there. Like, hey, maybe you're not as perfect as people say you are either. That's okay. I know I have a blown out knee. There's a better design that could be made for a knee. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, so maybe he's got some shortcomings too. But hey, sometimes I pray for him. Hey, you know what, God, I know there's a lot of fucking really dickhead people on the planet that are doing some mean ass shit, killing people, and it's got to frustrate you, and corporations and greedy, corporate mongers that take profit in front of people, and that's just terrible. And life could be so much better. Like, let me pray for you, God, because I'm going to give you some of my strength, all right? And I pray and I go, okay, so let's make this world a better place, and let's see it in our minds completely materialized in such a way where there's connectivity and there's people like enjoying each other, and we have a common beautiful vision going on to make it better for the planet. Okay, that's how I think. All right, so it's a little different than most people, but that's okay, because when you're connected to source, you get supercharged, and then you have so much more to give. All right, so people can beat you down, life is gonna pop, pop. Okay, but yeah, you get beat up a little bit, you can come back, and sometimes you get beat down strong and hard, but you get back up. You just got to connect to the source, because that's going to be the only thing that's really there for you. Source, exercise, good food, and positive mentality, and a focus on the future. I know everyone's like, the power of now. Okay, that's how we got in this problem, because everyone's in the now and they ain't thinking about the future. So they're like, I'm just going to do what's right for me now. Okay, it should be the problem with now. Okay, is not focusing on the future that's going to be a better future, because that future always comes into the now. Okay, the future filters into now, and then when you're accepting and you're opening and you have worked through your bullshit in the past and you feel good and you're accepting of who you are, then you just appreciate the now. Okay, but if you appreciate the now and you have a good vision on the future, that's the problem. The problem is that people aren't future oriented. Okay, how do you think we pull? How do you think we motivate? How do you think we draw ourselves into things that we want to do? It's through the future. Okay, so I would change that. It's not the power of now, it's the problem with now. Okay, that people are too into that. Okay, enjoy it, accept it. It comes very quickly and it goes right into the moment and passes you by. So just be open to it. Okay, but we draw from the future. That's where your focus should be. All right, so let's see what else we got going on. Let me see what time it is. 11:57 a.m. I have a Skype client at 12. Let's just see if I can answer the question real quick, and then boom, right to the Skype. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. All right. Does your chest tattoo have anything to do with your spiritual beliefs? No, I figured I'd just go with a Snoopy and McDonald's and things like this. Of course, if you're going to put something that's permanent on your chest or on your body, it should probably mean something to you. Now, I got the Liberty. Okay. Seen it. I don't have enough time to show it to you, but I have a Liberty, and that stands for hey, liberty for all people. All right, on the other side, there's a shaman. Okay, and that's kind of one of my beliefs I tap into. And then I have the all-seeing eye. I have the American flag, which I grew up in America. You should love your country. Okay, you don't have to be stoked about what your country does sometimes, but it's still your country underneath your feet. You should love that, or at least the part that's underneath your feet. Okay, and what else do I have? Then I have the Sphinx of Imagination. That's a magnificent journey, audio journey. So yeah, those are all things that I have. And there's some more stuff, but since I got literally 2 minutes to get from here, where we're at right now, to Skype to go, hey, how you doing? And then have a client coming over after that, I got to get moving. All right. So with that, I hope that answered some of your questions, opened up, showed you a little bit more about how I like to interact with the world. And with that, hopefully you did it. And if you have any questions, send them to askhypnotica@gmail.com. With that, it's a beautiful Saturday. Make sure it's a beautiful Saturday for you. Create it that way. Remember that, okay? With that, Hypnotica out. Bang!